Do you want to get faster at solving the Rubik's Cube? Well, here are some slight tweaks to the beginner's method to make it just a little bit faster. First off, I'm going to recommend you watch my tutorial on the Rubik's Cube before we get started. Okay, first off, we are getting rid of the daisy. You know how you usually match up the white with the yellow? Now we just match up the white with its center, just to make it easier and faster. Alright, so just match up your colors like you would on the daisy. Just instead, do it with the white already in place. Now, if you can't turn something down, you can always just turn it away. You can always turn it away, match it up, then turn it back down. It's that easy. And then, let's say you have a case where you can't turn it down. You can just turn it away, turn it down to match whatever center it needs to match. Even though it moves something out of the way, that's fine, because you can just turn that down and restore it all. It's that easy. You get rid of the daisy, and you get a lot faster. That's probably the easiest one to learn, so let's get a little more advanced. So we all know the right-handed algorithm, the right up, clockwise down, blah, 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 blah. When you do your corners, you can always do this, and it usually works. In fact, every single time it works, because that's just how it works. But instead of using it when it takes so long, you can always just put it on the left if it can go down on the left. It'll take a while to identify this though. Next, you put two very important steps together. Typically in the beginner method, you put in the corners separately from the edges. But with this method, you put them in at the same time. So let's just put a corner in there. Find the edge and you can push it up, match it up, turn it away. Then you can just slide it in. Move it up, match up with the white, and slide it in. Now you can do this for all of your corners. See, let's do this corner. Say, put it in, and you can find whatever matching edge it is, match it up, right? Turn it away, turn it back down, and slot it right back in. Right, now you can do this the entire time, but there are some special cases. This time though, it's easy. But this next one's looking like it might be a little bit more difficult. See, let's say we put this in using the left-hand algorithm. We can't just move it up, it doesn't match up that way. But we can use a simple algorithm. Move this top to the right, then do your right-handed move just twice. And then it goes right in. It's that easy. Next up is a way to make the yellow cross a lot faster. You know, typically you do the whole turn the face clockwise, do your right-handed moves, but we're not doing any of that anymore. See, you know, normally with an L shape you put it in the back, but now you put it in the front, alright? And instead of just turning one face, you turn the front and middle layers. Then you do your right-handed move as always, turn it back, and you have your yellow cross. This is less technical and more mental. See, you can always predict if the edges are actually right and will match up. So you can always turn your cube to look, but that can take a while and take time off your solve. But if you see two spots that should be swapped, the other two are actually in the right spot. I know that's crazy, I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. If you have, say, an orange in the front and blue on the left, it probably means that there's a red and green in the right spot in the back, right? That'll speed up your solves, and you can actually do your moves a lot faster. All right, so instead of just looking around your cube for a couple seconds and wasting precious time, you can always just predict. Do your moves like normal, and then you have it all solved. This next one is essentially just a logic puzzle. If you have one correct one and you can see another incorrect one, it means that the rest are incorrect. That's just how it works. You can do the moves. This is the simplest and easiest one to just learn and memorize for your solves. Next up is a big technique thing called finger tricks. See, most people turn with their wrists when they start, and that's fine, but it ends up being really quite slow. Like, pretty crazily slow when you look at the time. Instead of using your whole hand to rotate it, just use a finger. One good hard flick should turn your whatever side you're turning about 90 degrees. This works for all cubes, including these Rubik's brand. Look, if you're really serious about getting into cubing, you should get a speed cube. This is my main cube. It's a tornado something, I don't know. But look at these finger tricks. I go a full 3/4 of the way in one flick. It's a lot faster, just in general. However, this is probably out of the price range for a lot of cubers, because that thing's like $50. A Rubik's brand is completely fine, but it's slow. If you're really looking to get into cubing hardcore, get a speed cube, but you don't need to have just a Rubik's or a really good cube like this one, because there are better alternatives for budgets. This is the Moyu RS3M. Depending on where you find it, it'll be from like $6 to $8. It's probably the cheapest and best speed cube you can get. It's magnetic, so the turns will automatically turn for you in some cases, and it's just a lot faster. It feels smooth, and it was my first speed cube, so it holds some nice memories. Finally, subscribe to me, because I can help you learn and grow.